Ulonga tabati yada tó yẹ kó máa da ifá. Inú tó yẹ kó jẹun ló fi bí pa. Ọba tálá, ọba takuntakun. Ṣàngó, Èṣù, Ògún, Ọya, Ọ̀ṣun. Kí ni ṣẹ̀ṣe tán ṣe nílé yìí o? Ó jẹ́ lọ jára.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the African Spirituality Experience. We had the honor of having on Wunam, Nicky Love last week, and made a splash, man. The feedback and, you know, the love and support was phenomenal, man. So I told everybody, like, hey, I'm gonna try to make it happen again as soon as possible. So luckily, you know, as luck will have it, your schedule was available and we were able to make it do what it do. So with that, welcome back, Wunam, Nicky Love, man. We appreciate you.
Hey, thank you for having me back. And before we do that, let's call on our ancestors and ask our ancestors to rise. Ask our ancestors to rise, to speak through us, give us guidance, protect us while we're on here. We're asking the ancestors to surround us and asking the ancestors to allow us to give the wisdom to the people. Okay.
Ashe. That's what's
For
up.
you. Okay.
Let's get it. Nah, I appreciate it, man. So, like I said, it was a phenomenal, you know, response to the first episode, which I figured that it would be, you know, based upon, like I said, the introduction that we had. You know, shout out to Oloye and then Soyinka. And so, with that, I knew it was going to be something that people, you know, on this channel would definitely love and support and just, you know, get a lot out of. So for me, I learned a lot as well. And it's like the information was so vast and we covered so much ground. But like the way that you were able to kind of break it down, like things that are brand new or totally foreign, you know, to some of the people or some of our listeners, or including myself, like you was able to kind of break it down and like really make it clear for all of us to kind of understand like new concepts or just new aspects of spirituality. So with that, I wanted to kind of just like jump right back in, man, and deliver more of what, you know, what everybody was asking for. Yeah. So with the ancestors, like I know you have a very deep connection and, you know, reverence for them. So can you kind of like just give a little bit more insight into, you know, what are the best things for us to do, you know, in regard to venerating or just communicating with our ancestors for those who may not have seen the last show or who want to know more on the show?
Sure. First and foremost, I do want to say this to Christian people: it's okay to call on your ancestors, okay? It's okay. You can call on your ancestors because they got ancestors in the Bible, okay? But first and foremost, I want to say to the people, and I'm sorry, my bird hears me talking, so he's talking too. But I want to say it's very important to pay homage to your ancestors. And it's very important because the ancestors were here at one time, okay? Now, they don't call me Wunam for nothing because I am the daughter of the Wunam, which are the gods of the ancestors on the land. So I'm very, very big on ancestral worship. Now, as I told you all before, if you all heard last week, many tribes in Africa, we have over 3,000 tribes in Africa, and the majority of them, whether they're Muslims or Christians, they still have ancestral shrines, whether they're outside or inside, they still pay homage to their ancestors. So, you know, it's not and it's not even even the Chinese people, right? Chinese, Indians, everybody pays homage to their ancestors, except for some of our Christian brothers and sisters. But now that you know what's in the Bible, you should do it too. Now, with saying that, it's very important because our ancestors are here to guide you. You are your ancestor and your ancestor is you. I'm gonna say it again. You are your ancestor and your ancestor is you. When I look in the mirror, I see my mother. My mother transitioned in 2010. I see my grandmother. You understand? I see my great grandmother. And I was told that I was my great grandmother. You know, I had come back as her. So, you know, it's very important because your ancestors are going to guide you. They're going to help you. A lot of times Christians will say, well, God, I pray to God and God helped me get some money and God did this and God did that. And I'll say, okay, my ancestors do the same thing, right? But let me tell you the difference. The difference is I share the same bloodline as my ancestors. Give me guidance or give me wisdom or help me with anything. They have never failed, okay? It's important because your ancestors can give you information. You all share the same DNA. So, you know, I'll give you all an example. When I call upon my mother, just say if I'm stressed out or my kids are getting on my nerves or something, and I call my mother, I say, Ma, I need you to come and deal with this. Deal with it right now. You know, right now. Let me tell y'all something. Again, my ancestors have never failed me. She comes and she deals with it, okay? So, you know, it's very important to honor and pay homage because they're the ones who came before you. You know, we have a saying, and with certain tribes in our tribe, we say that your mother is your first ancestor, right? And then it goes back, and if we take it back and we say that your mother is your God, is your first God. So at the end of the day, we gotta understand. I don't know, did I say it right? Yeah, at the end of the day, we gotta understand how important it is to worship and honor our ancestors. You know, and there's many different things we do. You know, in Africa, of course, we can put our ancestral shrines and stuff outside. Here, one of the things I recommend is setting up one in your house. Okay, I have one for the paternal side and I have one for the maternal side, right? And you pay homage to your ancestors. A lot of times, I like to open up that energy through doing it by a tree, because you can use a tree to also talk to your ancestors as well. I tell some people that as well. You can use a certain tree. Some people live in apartments; they can't, put it in their house or small, or they may not have a space in their yard. So you can chose a designated tree that you go to all the time to leave offerings for your ancestors, to pour libations for your ancestors, to talk to your ancestors. Okay. So there's many different things you can do. But honestly speaking, this time and this energy that we're in now, it's highly important for everybody to be talking to their ancestors and calling on their ancestors. It's very important, because you're going to need some guidance. Right? You're gonna need some guidance, because there's a lot going on around us. So with saying that, start calling them. Now, one of the ways we call through our ancestors is through our maternal side, because you all are familiar with the mitochondrial DNA. So you're always gonna call through your maternal side. Okay. I'm calling on my mother Susan. I'm asking that you rise up. I rise up. I'm asking that you come and guide my path. I'm asking that you give me energy. I'm asking that you, protect me. I'm asking that you, help me and my family, me and my children. Whatever you want to talk to your ancestors about, you can. All right. And I'm talking about just like we talking, talk to them just like that. Because they hear you. A lot of times, y'all, when I do ancestral readings, and I do a lot of them, and I'm talking to somebody's ancestors, they're not even aware that their ancestors are there. They're not even aware that they're like standing around them and waiting to communicate with them, right? So when we begin to talk to our ancestors and recognize them and pay homage to them, trust me, they're coming. They're coming in numbers, numbers. I know my maternal side's here, my paternal side's there. I'm talking to my father. I'm talking to my uncles. I talk to all of my ancestors. So, okay, everyone, can you hear? Y'all can hear? Okay. So pretty much, it's very, very important. It's like the number one thing you want to do. Even if you deal with any tradition, whether it's a Khan, Palo, Yoruba, whatever you deal with, you're always going to call on your ancestors first. Okay? Anybody got any questions?
Yeah, we got a lot of questions, actually, a lot of them.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go ahead and
Okay.
start putting them up now, because some of them
Okay.
came in before you even came on. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start from the beginning. So this is one of the first ones I saw.
How do we show respect to the mothers?
Hmm
You're talking about the Iyaami Aje?
I'm pretty sure
Okay.
that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. It's funny because we're going tonight, all of us, going tonight to show respect, even
Mhm.
Baba, to the end. But there's many ways to show respect to the mothers. First of all, um, we like to give them offerings, okay? And first of all, let me just say that there's different aspects of the mothers. You know the Iyaami Suranga, but there's different aspects of the mothers, okay? So one of the ways we show respect to them is by giving them offerings, recognizing for who they are and making sure we respect them. Okay. We give eggs sometime. A lot of times when I'm teaching people how to give them offerings, the first thing I always tell them to give them is eggs. I give them 13 to 7 eggs. And you always want to go into a place where it's kind of wooded, a bush a little bit, or a T junction. A lot of times people don't know this, but the Iyaami Aje stay at the churches. Okay. And sometimes, or a couple of churches we go to are at the T junction. So we'll leave it by a tree there. But you always want to go somewhere where, not too many people around it, a little bit hidden back or whatever. And you start by giving them eggs first. Okay. We have many different offerings we give them. Some people, we give them chicken. We give them all kind of meat, chicken, pork, all kind of beef. We do a whole, nice little bowl for them, dress it up. And there are certain medicines that we do have that we put on top of it to make sure that they hear us clearly. Okay. Um, we usually do our offerings maybe once a month, you know. or once a week if we have to, depending on whatever situation you're going through, because the mothers will help you. We have many different ways to pay homage to the mothers. We
Mm-hmm.
also have certain tools that we use. And some people don't know about the certain tools, but we have certain tools. Some of them they call oligoboons. You know what I'm saying? We have tools that we use as well. That's very, very, very powerful. It's so powerful you can't even keep it in your house. It has to stay outside, because if it hears you arguing, and these are aspect of the mothers now. If they hear you arguing, it could be consequences for whoever you're with. Okay, that's how powerful they are. So yeah, there's many ways to pay respect to the mothers, mostly by giving offerings. And there's certain orikis that you can say and chant to the mothers. Okay, so that's another way. Yeah, yeah.
I should. Nah, yeah, it's that was, I think it was a phenomenal answer, and then we got several more questions too, man. So we definitely can
Okay.
dive into them. The next one is Adana says she would love to know more about the body readings and like just the more about the spirits of the water deities. So that's something, like I said, one of the things you asked me what I want to talk about. I would love to learn more about the water deities. So before you came on, I was dealing with the link and all that. I was saying how like most of us who practice Ifa and Isheshe, we're very familiar with like the mothers on this side, which would be Oshun, Oya, and then yeah, but that's like that's what most of us are used to or accustomed to. But there's a lot more that you were sharing. You went into a little bit about from the ones that you have been taught from a child, coming up from in Cape Verde about the water. So can you kind of like expand on some of those deities that we might not be familiar
Sure.
with?
Okay, first let me answer her question. I would love to know more about the body readings. Okay, the body readings, it's pretty much a natural gift. And I've been blessed to be able to see in the body. I mean, I've been like this since I was a little girl. I told the story about my uncle last week, but pretty much it's a matter of just being able to scan the human body. Okay. So a lot of times either I'll get a picture, and sometimes people feel funny about, sending their pictures, but then I don't need it. I just, give me your name. And then what I'll do is I take my visions into that person's body. Okay. Sort of like another thing that I do is like when I'm doing some reading for, like, say, your sister, right? And this sister say, well, do you know what he's thinking? So I'll take my spirit and go into his body, and I'll tell her what he's thinking. 9 times out of 10, I'm right. 'Cause she'll say, yeah, he did say that. He did say it. So long story short, it's a matter of taking your visions into that person's body. Okay. Perfect example, we did a show last night, and young lady came on and she said someone was having surgery. Spirit showed me either the stomach or the knee, right? So I was able to see, I was able to hone my visions into that person's body and just see what was wrong with it. Okay, wrong with that person. Okay. Now again, I'm gonna just tell you all, it's just a natural gift that was given to me by my ancestors, and I'm able to go in and just scan their bodies. Now I'm gonna share this with you all. And years ago, I used to be in the medical field. That was what I did by trade. I was a PA. And I remember I was working with one of my African doctors, one of my brothers, and he was from Nigeria. And he used to leave me with the patients, because he would go, be going on trips and doing these, and he would have me see the patients. And he would always wonder, how do you know this? He would say, how do you know this? He was one of the best, in the world, but he taught me a lot. But what was crazy is he knew how, he couldn't understand how I would pinpoint when I would look at somebody's body and say, well, you know what, I see is this is what I see, Dr. Chidi. I see their kidneys, right? So he used to laugh, but he would trust me and leave me with the patient. And every time I would look in their bodies, I was right. So again, this is a natural gift. I love doing it. Love to help people. Now, I want to say this though. I tell people all the time, we're not always 150% right. But I tell every person that I read, go to the doctor, still get checked out, okay? And there's times, when I'll see things, and sometimes, like I tell all my, students, you see past, present, and future. So if I don't see your stomach now, and spirit has shown me that means that you need to be mindful of your stomach. So I'll tell people like that, okay? But that is a very, very beautiful gift I love to have, because I've helped many. Okay. To answer her question. Now she wants to know about She said she wanted to know about the what is
I
oh
think.
the water
Oh yeah, the
gods.
water deities. Yeah,
Okay.
yes, ma'am. Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I want to share with everybody, a lot of people are familiar with Mami Wata.
Mm-hmm.
Mami Wata is an original water goddess that comes from Cape Verde. Now, for those of you who don't know about Cape Verde is surrounded by 10 islands. Cape Verde is sort of like Mozambique. It's mixed with Portuguese, the language, Portuguese, Fulani, and Wola. So we have a mixture, we call it Creole, and we have a mixture. So some of the words might sound Portuguese, some of the words might sound Fulani or Wolof. So it's a mix of the language, but a lot of people don't know Mami Wata is one of the deities that came out of Cape Verde, okay?
Mm.
But they think it started, I think a lot of people think it started in Ghana, but Mami Wata came from Cape Verde. Now, in Cape Verde, we deal with a lot of water spirits, very powerful water spirits, okay? And you all are familiar with Yamoya, Osun, of course, Mami Wata, and then who else is
Well,
another
yeah.
relative? Oya. Well, no,
Uh,
Oya is a grave spirit,
well,
right?
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. She's attributed to a river too, though. I want to say it's the Niger River, if I'm not mistaken, too.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
you might be right. Yeah, you might be right. I just noticed her to be always,
But that's one of
they
her major, characteristics, and you know what I mean. Like that's definitely one of her aspects for sure.
is water, right? Okay, okay.
And the
So
cemetery too.
right, because because my daughter has been, she's the daughter of Oya. All right,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, but she every time a tornado comes, she's calling on Oya to stop it. Okay, but
Yeah.
for the most part, we have a lot. So there's one that's similar to Yamaja, which is called Lamaja. Okay,
Mm.
Lamaja, and Lamaja protects most of the people that are on the sea. Now,
Mm.
I had a lot of my uncles and my cousins. They would work on the sea. They would travel and they would work on a boat and they would bring a lot of seafood home. We ate a lot of seafood and Cape Verde eats a lot of seafood. But they would bring a lot of seafood home. But before they would go on the sea, they would always call on certain sea gods.
Mm.
La Manja is one of them.
Mm.
Okay. La Manja is one of the sea gods, and she protects the sea people, whether the Navy, whether they're on a boat fishing, whether they, working on the boats, she protects the sea people. Okay. So La Manja is a very powerful one. We have another one called Donna Maria de Aguas. She's very, very powerful. Her name is Dona, actually, it's Dona Maria de Aguas. And she is a deity, a sea god, I like to say sea god that actually protects water, period. So this earth is 75% water. She protects all the water on the earth. And you usually want to summon her when you're trying to get rain, okay? Or if you're trying to, because you can summon her, you can, let me explain this. Y'all can summon them for good or bad, okay? They can be used for good or bad, but you can summon her too to deal with certain issues. So just say, like, if we had some fires on the earth, like y'all seen in California, we could summon, Dona Maria to put out the fires, to bring her waters, okay? So that's another sea god. So if y'all want to write this, fine. If y'all want to learn more, you can write it down, okay? We have another god, and this god, her name is Kianda. Kianda. She's another very powerful goddess, okay? Now she protects the realms of the sea. So she protects all the cities that you see that you know to be in the sea. She protects those cities right there. And she's also another one that can be summoned to do damage too. Okay. Um, a lot of times when you see your hurricanes that are brewing up off, and most of you all see them on the news, they always show you hurricanes brewing off of Cabo Verde. They always show you that on the news. Everybody knows this. Cape Verde, hurricanes. There's certain rituals and chants that's done by who we call the mother chanters. And
Mm.
what they do is they get with sea goddesses like Kianda and Dona and Lamanja, and they are dealing with the average, what they call the average merinos, which
Mm.
are responsible for brewing up the hurricanes to cause cleansing on the earth. Okay, it gets a little bit deep because they do chanting. They go out early in the morning and they do chanting, and they link up with these sea gods and goddesses.
So
And Go ahead. Go ahead.
Listen, you sparking visions now. You sparking visions in my mind. So what I'm hearing right now is like you sound like, and I think the tribe probably would agree with me on this, but you sound like what I'm hearing you say is like in the movie Avatar, when the characters will go into the forest and they would use their tail to connect with the energy and the ashe of the tree, of the ancestral tree, right? But I'm seeing that as on like in the like physical world, but you saying it like more so in the water world. Whereas more like Black Panther Part 2, when the I forgot his name, but the dude with the wings on his feet,
Yeah.
water god, like it sounds like you was talking about something similar to the
Correct.
Avatar thing happening in the water with like the Black Panther thing. Is that correct? Is that how that?
That's correct.
Mm.
Correct. But now the women are the elder women, and these women go out early morning, and let me take this up. We call them the morning chanters, and these women are very powerful women. They have a lot of magical and powerful gifts. So these women are actually chanting, and they meet with what they call the Avis Merinos gods. And what they do is they get together, and they're the ones who come and bring the water, the hurricanes, all them hurricanes you see brewing out of the Atlantic Ocean. So yeah, sort of like that.
That's powerful. Like that is very powerful.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah, that's dope. And that's exactly what we were asking. And there's
yeah.
several more questions. I'm trying to do them in order, so I'm being fair to everybody. But in the meantime, while I try to find the next one that
Mhm.
with order, can you kind of share? Because I know in the last episode you spoke about there's at least, I think, if I'm not mistaken, 7 cities that are underwater. If I'm not, was that what the number was? The 7
Yeah,
underground.
now there's more. There's really more than 7 cities, but to humanity, they'll
Can
have you believe it's only 7, but there's more.
Can you okay, so I'm very familiar with like the inner earth and all the things that go on inside
Mhm,
the earth and the beings who
mhm,
live inside Agartha, all that stuff. So can you kind of
mhm.
share with us about some of these underwater cities that that you were speaking on the last episode?
Well, I mean, there's more than 7. How can I put it? Have you all ever seen Aquaman?
I don't know if I've seen that the movie version. I know like the cartoon or whatever it used to be, the comic,
You
whatever.
got to see the movie version. They're showing you that there's more than 7. They show you the 7, but there's a lot more than 7. So
Wow.
these underwater cities, it's a lot. There's a lot of. It's just not water. Let's put it that way. You think it's just water, but it's not.
Right.
Sort of like Black Panther, and the second
Yeah.
Black Panther, when
Inner
he was
earth
able to take her
civilization.
down.
Right.
Right. So
Right.
there's
Underwater.
many different type of species underwater.
Right.
Okay. Now
Right.
some of these species come from the cosmos.
Mm,
You understand? Some of these species come from the cosmos into the water. There's a lot of energy, and people don't know that's under that sea. Okay.
mm,
And some of these underwater sea beings, excuse me, y'all, my nose ring is falling out. So sea beings, they are pretty much, how can I put this? They can shapeshift.
yeah. I remember you
They
saying
walk
that
here,
from Dolphin.
they walk here on land. Okay.
Mhm.
There's a lot of them that, just like you see in some of the movies where they look like fish, they got different part, you know what I mean? Different parts of their body. There's a lot of them that let me put it this way, this sea is magical.
Mm,
And you all haven't even seen the depths of the sea yet.
mm,
Very, very powerful. And there's let me tell you, cities throughout the whole sea.
mm, mm.
There's some where you think it's just dark, and if you go a little bit further down, you'll see another city under it.
Mhm.
That's how it looks under the sea. If I can explain to you what I'm seeing in vision. So these cities in many different places, you have some of them that are just, they look just like one of the planets. You understand what I'm saying? Like, what did I see? What was it? It's a planet that's a crystal planet, right? There's a
He's talking about
city
the
that's
Crystal City. He's talking about the Crystal
right,
City.
right, Crystal
Right.
City, but there's a city under the sea that's like Crystal City.
Mm, mm,
Okay. So
mm.
there's a lot of different cities under the sea. It's kind of hard to explain. You
Right. No,
gotta
I get it.
really
Yeah.
it's like you gotta
You
really
gotta
see
see
what
it
I
to let
see,
it
you
in.
know what I mean?
Right, right,
So
right.
um we do need to know though
Mhm.
what I was shown. hmm, I was shown there's going to be a big ship that comes out of the sea.
Mm,
Okay.
mm,
like the sister said, yes, like the movie Abyss. I remember the Abyss, but there's even more. It's even more cities. It's even more, y'all. So when I say that, if you can see what I see, you'll understand. I can tell you from a spiritual standpoint, but it's like beautiful.
Yeah.
And there's some species that have not even been discovered yet, but they're going to be coming out soon. But what spirit showed me, there's going to be a big shit that comes out of that sea. Okay, y'all ain't seen nothing yet. They're going to expose some more soon.
Yeah.
They're
It's
going to
a lot,
expose some
man.
more.
It's a lot, and you know, and it's funny because you know, I think on the last one you spoke about you've had experiences with extraterrestrial, you know, experiences or what have you.
Yeah,
I've had several myself. I didn't go into depth on them, but something that I saw today triggered something of one of the experiences I've had, and so I was watching, I think it was Ancient Aliens today before we came on,
that's
and
my show. That's
yeah,
my
they had
show right
one
there.
of I can't remember what series and what season. 'Cause I watched pretty much all of them, but one of them that they showed, they were talking about extraterrestrial activity, but I can't remember like what part of the world and what country it is and whatever. But they showed the entrance of a craft coming into the atmosphere, right, and it almost like a wormhole or like a little small. Like a drop, like a raindrop, you know what I'm saying? But the way it comes in, it's like a nipple almost. Like it's dope how. But anyway, they showed it, and it triggered something of the experience I had. So I remember years ago, I want to say it was probably between 2017 and 2019, and I was driving down I-4 in Florida, and this was like in the middle of the night. I was working third shift, and I remember heading back to town, and it was about, I'll say about maybe between like 3:30 and 4:30 in the morning, where it was just about where the sun was beginning to rise, but it still was dark out, and I seen a craft come into the atmosphere, and it just like wiggled in, kind of like almost like a wormhole. And it was dope because as the sky just opened up, and I'm talking about it's pitch black. There's nobody else even out, you know, on the highway driving because it was like in the middle of the night. And so when the sky just opened up, and I was like, what the fuck? I had to stop. I stopped and pulled over to record it. I got the recording somewhere, but it was so just profound how it just came out of nowhere and opened up, and like a wormhole came out. And then you'll see in the video I have that it'll like the craft will come to the forefront of the wormhole, and then it kind of separate itself from the wormhole, and then you'll see the crab just literally just float off into the sky, and then time, like the wormhole will kind of like just fade away and elapse, you know, over a matter of minutes. It would just evaporate into the sky. It was dope, and like I was blessed to get it on camera, but it was like, yo, like it's undeniable that just came out of nowhere. It did it, you know, it was dope. So I say all that to say there's a lot of activity going on already, you know, and I feel like a lot of us aren't privy to, you know, what's going on or don't see or don't know, but a lot of this stuff is real. And when you're saying that you're one to come out of the water, like what is the timeline for this massive, you know, like
Well,
arrival?
I've been saying this for the last couple of years. It's coming. Now, they did show recently, not too long ago, they showed smaller ships coming out of the water. I don't know if anybody's seen that, but that was about a month or two ago. They were showing smaller ships flying out of the water. But I'm talking about like a mothership coming out that water. Okay. And I'm going to say within the next year or two, we're going to see that. That's what I see. But I'm going to tell you all, it's very real. Very, very real. As a matter of fact, I didn't tell you the story last week, but I had a client that I was doing readings for. And it's crazy because he was up in what do you call it, the Grand Canyon. He was living up there. And I remember he called me for a divination reading that night. And he said, can you communicate with Alien? I said, sure can. I said, what you want me to see? So I began to tap in. I called on his ancestors. I began to tap in. So when I began to tap in my visions, I've met these beings from Venus. Okay. And these beings, they were very dark skinned. There was two that was tall, one that was short, one that was like medium sized. They had white hair and they looked normal, but they communicated with me through telepathy. So I'm communicating, I'm talking to them, and I'm asking them, "What do you want me to tell?" Well, I think his name was Harry or something like that. What do you want me to tell Harry? Because he wants to know. He wants to know what's going on. So they begin to give me these symbols to draw. So I got the pen and paper. I'm writing the symbols down because now, mind you, I'm talking to them, from seeing in my visions. So I'm writing the symbols down. So I wrote the symbols down, and they told me that they were from the planet Venus. So I said, okay, all right. I wasn't surprised because I communicate with all the beings. So I said, okay. So I gave him 5 symbols. I said, now they said you need to decode the symbols. So about a month later, I see the History Channel, and 3 of the symbols were on the Sumerian text. And it kind of blew my mind because I heard, I didn't really study the Sumerian text like that. So I ain't think nothing of it. But when I seen it, I said, wow. So 3 of those symbols were on the Sumerian text, and they had given me those symbols. I'm writing them down and everything because they showed me. That was a experience that I really enjoyed. Now, I also had an experience with the crystal city, the planets, and the beings on that planet. And inside that planet, they were made of crystal, right? Just like we're made of the same things of our Earth. Every planetary being is made up of the same things of their Earth. So they were made of crystal. Beautiful, the most beautiful planet I ever seen. And when I had the visions with them, I went inside the planet. And the beings were made of crystal, very nice, very loving. They were very, very good, nice people. So that was another experience I had. But people need to know they are very real. As a matter of fact, for those who are spiritual, I don't care what you do, whether you're a Christian, whether whoever you are. If you call yourself spiritual, you will recognize them walking around because I see them all the time. You'll be able to tell which ones are real and which one are, I like to say, our alien family. Because I see them. They know how to shapeshift, right? They shapeshift their bodies. They got so much power, it's not even funny. And right now they're walking around because they've been walking around. A lot of people don't say, I used to see them in New York all the time. People think you crazy, but I don't care. Because I know what I know. I see them. I know, and I can recognize them. And they know when you recognize them.
Yeah.
Tell them I'm gonna show.
Listen,
They know.
I saw one in the mall in Tallahassee years ago. Recently
See?
too, like within like 2 years ago. She was a reptilian, and like that's the
See?
second or third one of them I've seen. And I'm telling you, it was nuts because I was with family, and so like when I seen her, I'm like, oh shit, because I seen the eyes. But they have the ability to kind of just like a reptile, but separate. I thought some of the ones I've seen, their eyelids close like this, and then their pupil is like this. So when I seen her, I just so happened to just be glancing, scanning the room. But man, when she walked by, I messed around and seen that thing like straight like a cat eye or like a snake eye, reptilian eye. I'm like, yo, that's a fucking reptilian. Like, and so I kind of felt like, hey, look, and I showed them. So they said they saw her, but I don't know if they saw the glimpse that I saw. But I'm like, yo, like it's a real thing. Like it's real.
See, and when you have that gift, you'll recognize them, and they'll recognize you too. They'll recognize you too. And the thing about it is a lot of people don't understand, especially y'all spiritual ones, pay attention. Sometimes we so caught up, but I watch, especially, in New York, you watch everything. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
oh,
So
man.
you watch everything. You watching your back, so I watch people, I study people, I watch how they move, you know what I mean? So, at the end of the day, there's a lot that's walking with us right now. People don't even know it.
Mm-hmm.
That
Facts.
people don't know, and they come from different planetary systems too.
Facts.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Yep. So
Yeah, it's
y'all
real.
pay attention. They out here.
Oh
They out
yeah,
here.
it is real, man. And it's like
Yeah.
for me, I remember having an experience with a dream where I saw like a mothership. Like I'm talking about a massive craft, and I'll never forget it because it was by far the most vivid, lucid life, like dream. But I don't really feel like it was life like. I feel like that was the real world. You know what I mean? Like it was because the world of spirit is the real world because this world in the physical realm is a temporary world because we're using these like rental cars and we're using these bodies as vehicles. You know what I mean? That
Right.
at some point they got to be returned back to the lot. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
Right.
in the
Right.
spiritual realm, we're there. That's an
Right.
interchangeable realm that's infinite for us. We don't we don't lose any sort of beingness in that realm. So it's like for me, I felt like that was realer than this realm, and so the
Yeah.
experience I felt like was something that was either prophetic or something from the past, but or was about to manifest in the future, either or, whichever way it goes. It was powerful, man, for real.
Well, I had a dream like that. I had 2 dreams. How I know I came from the planet Saturn because I had a dream about it. I had a dream of that I was sitting on the planet Saturn on the rings with my daughters and my grandkids,
Mm.
and I was watching pieces of America fall off, of the Earth fall off, and it was America that was falling off. That was the first dream. I had a couple of dreams about Saturn, but then I had the dream that I was sitting on the mountains, and excuse me, all the planets were surrounding me, and the beings were talking, and they were saying that they shut down all the nuclear weapons around the world. And I was looking at them, I was talking to them, I was like, good, because we don't need the earth destroyed by nuclear weapons. Man has lost their mind. This is my dream now, y'all. So about 3 months later on YouTube, Russia put up a video of their news station that their nuclear weapons things or whatever, their machines been shut down, and nobody has touched them in 3 years.
Malfunctioning. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that report. Yep.
Remember that?
Yeah,
So
not just Russia either. A few different countries that I saw
right,
reports.
right.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
there was a few. So I had a dream before that I was on the mountains, and they were telling all the beings from the other planets were talking to me and telling me that they shut them all down. So that was kind of deep. But yeah, people, I do want to say this to people. Do not think you're crazy. Do not think people are crazy because you're able to communicate with these beings, because they are here. You cannot possibly think that you are the only one in this whole universe that exists. You see, we have many, many beings, and one of the things I'm very big on, and I tell people all the time, is make sure I respect them cosmic beings and I respect them sea beings.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Because trust me, first of all, they're 10 times more powerful than a human being. Okay. They got some stuff for your behind. And I'm gonna tell y'all like this: China, I think it's another country. I don't know if it's Switzerland, another country. China gets their technology from the cosmic beings. People don't know that.
I'm not surprised.
Why you think they're so advanced? Why you think they're so advanced than we are? China gets their technology. They're in communication. I think Russia as well. These countries have connections with these cosmic beings.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm pretty sure you do, and I'm pretty sure a lot of the tribe members out there know too. But that was one of the real reasons why the U.S. invaded Iraq with Saddam Hussein. They wasn't going for no damn weapons of mass destruction. They was over there trying to steal the portal. He had a Stargate over there, and that's where that whole invasion came about. Is that they wanted to get access to that portal, that Stargate, and that's when they infiltrated him and use that guise of whatever they call a weapon of mass destruction. But it really was about to get access to the extraterrestrial technology that they had access to. That's
Oh, okay.
you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like
Right.
there's so many different truths out there, that a lot of us are not privy to, but that's what that really boiled down to, because they knew he had that, and that's why they invaded him, so it's deep. It's real deep. And then even if I think, are you familiar with the story about, I think it's called the Kandahar Giants, where it was like a team of either Navy SEALs or Rangers that was in the mountains of Kandahar in Afghanistan, and they ran up on that giant and had some problems. So it's
Yeah, I'm very familiar. But the ancients told me a long time ago that, everybody thinks the pyramids were built. They think the pyramids were built. Okay. But ancients showed me a long time ago that they were very large. They were very tall. They were giants back then. For one. For two, that city used to be a stone city. And what they showed me, now remember I told you I have an ancient, Kemetic shrine set up. What they showed me is that used to be a stone city, and that they actually use high technology, high laser technology to build them pyramids and the Sphinx and all the pyramids you see. Actually, all the mega mountains around the world. But they showed me that also at one time that city sunk under the sea, and then it came back up, right? Because they're still trying to figure out how water got on the pyramids, how water got on the Sphinx. No, I went to my shrine and I started talking to the ancients, and they showed me. They kept showing me this and showing me that. I was like, wow, right? So they showed me that it went under the sea at one time, came back up in another age, and that's what you see that what we have today. They also showed me that the Sphinx, original name being Hara Maket, is the overseer of this earth.
Yeah, you said something now, boy. You really, you really going in. But nah, that's real. And even if you look at like some of them ancient aliens and all that, but if you look at the watermarks and what you're talking about, that you can see the rings of watermarks from all the different times that it has come up, and but a lot of people, I'm not sure, would know that, you know, the whole desert area over there used to be an ocean at one point. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like that wasn't always just a dry, barren sand. That used to be
Right.
what? You know what I
It
mean?
used to be right. It was underwater, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of cataclysmic, you know, ancient wars from, like, we talking about way back in the olden days where Earth wasn't even
Mm-hmm.
called Earth. It was called QI, you know, and a couple of
Yeah.
other
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
but Dr. York was like one of him and Dr. Blair were the two foremost, what I would say, authorities about ancient Kemet and like metaphysics in the pyramids and all that, because they really went in with having inside, you know, information on what they all was for and, you know, what they were built for, you know, all the ins and outs of it. So it's like for you to see that is dope, because they say that also, I'm pretty sure, I wonder, was this part of the conversation in regards to like the Sphinx being like the center point of the earth, like, or at least for the surface of the earth, like being at center of the earth?
Yes, there was. You know, and speaking of Dr. Blair, I had him on my show a couple of times. We did a couple of shows together when I was doing radio. So
That's
I
what's
was crazy about Dr. Blair. We had him on about 5 or 6 times. And we
man.
had a show called we had the show called The Fifth Dimension Show. I did with Dr. Blair. Yeah, we had the
Listen,
Fifth Dimension Show. So that was a blessing. I
man.
love Dr. Blair. But
Yeah.
yes, they did talk about the center of being the center of the earth. Not
Wow.
only that, another thing that I've seen inside the Sphinx, if you go up in the Sphinx, they had a line of pharaohs, high priests and pharaohs that lined up top, and they were gold, nothing but gold sarcophagus in the top of the Sphinx, right? So that's another thing that they showed me. Mind you, I have a huge Kemetic shrine, so I was very in tune with my ancient ones, and they showed me a lot, and they
Mm,
showed me that as well. Okay, um, but that was kind of deep. But and let me share this with you too. Last year, if you all remember on YouTube, they showed they were taking the sarcophagus from one part of Egypt to the Cairo Museum,
hmm
right?
hmm
Now, they was doing a little parade. I think some of it was AI though, but they was showing the parade. I was taking it, it was dancing, all of this was going on.
hmm
And you're thinking that they're returning the pharaoh. They had Hatshepsut, they had Nefertiti, they had Rameses, all of these ancient ones coming back, but people don't know that was really them coming back, right? They're not. They wasn't. They was transferring them to the Cairo Museum, but those with them, they came back from the cosmos, and they came back to return to run what's going on right here, right now. And people don't know. They think they're the dead. No, that was them returning because they don't live on this planet. They live on another planet, and they were coming back. They were returning. It was like, oh, we're taking them over to the Cairo Museum. No, you're not telling the truth. They're in those. They were in the sarcophagus to go. That's them. They were returning back. You know the Akhenaten.
Yeah.
You know all of
Yeah.
them. That was them returning back. People don't know. That people just enjoying it. They just coming. No, they got here to come change some stuff up. Okay,
Yeah. The 18th
right?
dynasty, man. Listen, like that, you know, it's well documented that, and Dr. Blair is definitely one of the foremost authorities in this, but it's well documented that Akhenaten of the 18th dynasty was an extraterrestrial. You know what I mean? So, and he is actually the father of King Tut. So
Yep.
it's like it gets deep, you know, when it comes to the connection, the extraterrestrial connection. And then, okay, let's really get deep. Let's go to Outkast. You know what I'm saying? You in the A, so Cass been telling everybody what's going on. Like
Yeah.
from A1, they came out letting everybody know what's going on. And if you look at that equipment I cover, and you look at that mothership, and you look at ancient Kemet and the way they got the IRI situated, they showing the real deal Holyfield right there in plain sight.
Well,
You
let's
know,
take it back a little bit further. Let's go to Earth, Wind, and Fire. Earth, Wind, and Fire before Outcast. What
yeah,
they have? They had the
yeah,
spaceship. Let's go to
yeah,
what's
yeah.
his name? The funk. What's his name?
Um,
Um,
George Clinton,
George Clinton. Let's go to them.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
They had the
yeah,
spaceships. They
yeah,
had the spaceships. So
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and you know, let me tell y'all something. Like I told people not too long ago, we've been in the age of Aquarius, right?
Mm,
But these beings have been here already, you know. Um, and those who you think are real are not real. Like I think Elon Musk is an alien.
hmm.
He's not real.
He's actually said it. I believe he is too, but he said it.
He said it. Okay,
Yeah.
see. So you know. So, but we got to realize this
People
energy is
think
so
that stuff is a
powerful.
game too. It's not a game.
No, it's not. It's not a game. It's not a game at all. Now, when you talk about Akhenaten, very powerful. All of them, I'm telling y'all, go look on, go Google. I mean, excuse me, go to YouTube and look up the return of the pharaohs to the Cairo Museum, and you're gonna see what I'm talking about. They came back, and they came back to have meetings on this planet,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Get it right.
About what's going on in this planet,
Yep.
right? So y'all better pay attention because they've been here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been here.
It's funny because then when you saying that, there's two things that come to my mind, and one, and I know for a fact when I saw this, I couldn't believe it because I'm like, yo, this is real, real, real. But the X-Men Apocalypse movie, when you talk about that, if I don't know if you saw that, but that X-Men Apocalypse movie, that thing was like, I was like, yo, like they really put in the real deal. Like they put like the transference of the consciousness between, you know what I'm saying, the God, you know, when he came back, like you said, and literally they had the bodies on two separate, like, you know, I want to say like throne beds or what have you, you know, on in the chamber, the king's chamber. And then they showed the process of the consciousness transference from, you know, him coming back from waking up. And then it was dope because they showed like, it was almost to me like liquid or gold melanin just like flowing through his body to activate him. And then, man, when he woke up, it was the God. But in the movie, they're playing the Jedi mind trick because they have the God being the bad guy. But in reality, you know, if we look at it with our third eye, or first eye, our mind's eye, we should be able to see that that's really us. You know what I'm saying? For real, everything that you're describing, that's what I saw in that movie. And I forgot what year it came out, but it was out a little while ago. But I was like, yo, this is dope. But it was deep.
Did we see X-Men Apocalypse? We did. I have to go back and watch it again. Now you're gonna make me think about it. But
Yeah.
you know what's crazy? I'm gonna tell you all something that's deep as well. There was a young man that was on my radio show years ago, and you know, I was talking to him and I was looking at his picture. I said, you know what? I said, I said, you call yourself Rameses, but you don't even know why you call yourself Rameses. I said, you are Rameses the second, right? So he was laughing. He thought I was kidding. I said, I want you to go and I want you to go look and read about Rameses. I said, and then I want you to come back to the show and tell me who you are. That young boy came back to the show the next week and said, oh my God, he was so surprised. He said his life was parallel to Rameses II, even down to his wife being the same name. Right? Even down to the fact that the wife, Rameses II, that they write about, and his real wife in this lifetime, the same name. Everything that happened to Rameses II back then happened to him in this present day. That's how deep it is. And I'll share another story with y'all. I was crowned by our brother. He's a late brother now. He was one of the elders, Harry Kaffa, very very good brother. And I went to his house, and it was funny because I went to meet him, and he had a pyramid, you know, a brass pyramid in the house, and he had a big picture on the wall of the Eye of Ra. So he sat me in front of it inside the pyramid. So, you know, I sit there for a minute, he's playing the music and everything, you know. So then I start going in. So he comes over, he says, stop, no, 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 you can't go that deep in, you can't go that deep in. Anyway, while I was there, you know, he was studying me and everything. He was really good in the Hermetic sciences. He says, you are, what did he say? He said I was Queen Hatshepsut, returning. And he gave me my crown. I have the brass crown and everything.
Wow.
And when I began to study and learn about Queen Hatshepsut, some of the things in my life was parallel to hers. So, you know, people need to understand this stuff is deep and it's real. And a lot of us are carrying the energy of some of these ancient gods. You understand? So, you know, everybody, y'all start waking up. And I like to say, add to your knowledge database. You know, Dr. York does have a lot of books. I have a few of his books that he gets into it too. Yes.
Listen, he's the he's the equalizer. I'll just leave it at that because, you know, first and foremost, because I don't want to, that's a whole episode or two within itself. So I'll just say he's an equalizer, and anybody who built pyramids in real life in real current recent time, you know they're different. You know what I'm saying? And he's been saying from the time he got here that he was from a different star system, not just planet, a whole different star system.
Star system.
You know what I'm saying? For real. And like, you know, I believe him because, like, being a student, you know, of his work and teaching, I knew he's out there, you know. But it's like he's powerful, you know, and it's like to be able to disseminate that kind of information as so masterfully, and then the sheer volume of information and books he has. He might have hundreds, if not thousands, of books, man.
Books, yeah.
I know I probably got close to 100 of his books, if not, you know, in that ballpark. But it's like he's definitely a different dude. And so for those who don't know, you know, he built pyramids here in Georgia called Tamari. and they destroyed them, but they were aligned just like the stars. I mean, the pyramids in Kemet with the stars, the Orion's belt of Alnitak, Alnilam, Mentaka, and then Sirius behind it. Those same stars he built in Georgia were in the same alignment as the stars that the pyramids in Kemet are aligned with. So it's like you can't deny, the level of mastery that a being must have in order to build real pyramids.
Well, you know why he chose Georgia? Because Georgia was actually connected to North Africa at one time. And what's crazy is if everybody pays attention, all of your ancient souls are returning back to Georgia. Okay. How do I know? When I first got to Georgia, because I wasn't supposed to come to Georgia, I was supposed to go to Maryland because I want to stay close to New York. And Spirit said you got to go to Georgia. And when I came to Georgia, I understood why. Georgia was connected to North Africa. And not only that, they found a city similar to Cairo here in Georgia. Now, the Emory University was doing some excavations. They found the city, put it on a news for a minute, then they took it off. It was hush hush. You hear nothing about it no more, right? But what's crazy about it is most of the ancient ones are returning back here. They don't even know who they are. I'm gonna tell y'all a story. I was at the corner of it was somewhere in I think it was Riverdale, and I was at the corner, and all I kept seeing this is crazy, y'all. I kept seeing like a whole bunch of Kemetic people, like pharaohs and priestess, and then I was like across the street, I seen a whole bunch of like Viking or kind of Greek people, and these people look like from ancient times too. But it was crazy because they would show me the vision of how this land was at one time. Another thing with Georgia, people don't know that the city of Atlanta is under Atlantis. Remember, Atlanta, actually, we're 4 hours away from water, which is Savannah. So there's a city that hides under the city of Atlanta. So there's a lot of powerful energy here in Georgia, and most of the people that you see returning are ancient ones. Whether you're from New York, whether you're from Chicago, Detroit, you got all these ancient ones coming back to Georgia. They've been called back here. So the energy here is very, very powerful. Hello? You there? So Alexa's talking while I'm talking. I'm speaking about Atlantis being under Atlanta. So anyway, everybody, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay.
But nah, that's deep, man. Now, what would Atlantis, like, is there any connection between Atlanta and Atlantis, or like where's the Atlanta? I'm sorry, Atlantis city come into play with all what we're talking about today?
Well, Atlantis City, actually, really honestly speaking, if you watch again Aquaman, the boy's mother's name is Atlanta. They're showing you they're telling you right there.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not getting it from that because that was after Aquaman came out. I seen that when I came here, that there was the city of Atlantis that was under Atlanta. Now, it goes all the way, what I seen spiritually, against scrying, being nosy, y'all, because I can't help it, so I had to go scry. I seen that it connected all the way to the bottom of the pyramids, of all three pyramids, the Giza pyramids. So if you go from here, you can go all the way to the Giza pyramids from here, under this water, under the city of Atlanta, of the Atlantis, to the pyramids. Not only that, there's more connections under the ground. We do know that, but this Atlantis can take you all the way to the Cairo pyramids.
I'm not quite sure how to help you. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So now I'll tell you another thing. When you go into the back of the Sphinx, in the bottom of the butt of the Sphinx, you go down. It'll take you underground. You go to the actual pyramids. There's blue water under there, right? Now, when I told people this years ago, they was listening, but then they came out and showed you there was blue water under there. That blue water connects you to many places under the sea. Okay, so they're gonna expose some more. You all gonna see, but they're hiding under Atlanta because you can't get to water directly here unless you go to the rivers, or through the lakes and stuff like that. And some of the lakes are man-made, but the ones that connect to the rivers and the seas and the creeks, there's ways to get there through that. But for the most part, it's hard for you to get to Atlantis under Atlanta without knowing the secret pathways to go. So yeah, some people want to say, well, how do you know that? You know, because Spirit showed me so. Spirit showed me this. Okay. And she keeps talking. She thinks I'm talking to her. I'm sorry, y'all. Alexa keeps talking while I'm talking.
Nah, it's all good. My technology too. I'm trying to put myself
Huh?
back on the wrong screen.
Oh.
It
Oh,
wasn't.
okay.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Mine was acting up a little bit too. We did have like 2 questions. How much time? 'Cause I know it's getting late. How much time do
No,
you have? Do you have time for like
I'm
two?
fine. Yeah, we fine. We're not going to do the mothers until almost one.
Okay, that's what's up.
Okay.
So, we do have a couple. I don't know. Are you able to offer the reading this week?
Yeah,
Because we
yeah,
got
yeah, yeah. We could do some reading.
Okay, so let me
Yeah.
find it. And my apologies, family, because there was a lot of phenomenal questions too, but I didn't want to. There were so many and they were so good. I didn't want to like detour, the knowledge you were dropping. So I didn't want to like put them up there to like throw off the direction, because I feel like everything we were talking about was everything that the show was titled, and a lot of pretty much all the stuff that people was commenting on that they loved about the first one. So I definitely wanted to get that in there. So I'm gonna find the
Okay.
question, or who wanted the divination. And my apologies, family, and I hope we can get to the questions. Okay, so here it is. Okay, so Ballerina Witch said during the last episode you offered to do the reading. There was no volunteer, so she said she would like to take you up on it.
Ballerina, what question do you have?
Okay.
If you have a question, go ahead and pose your question. I'll do the reading for you.
Okay. So yeah, hopefully it ain't no delay too long with this. I know sometimes the tribe be telling me that it'd be a delay when they put the messages
When they
in.
put your message in there.
Yeah, so hopefully hers will come up. But in the meantime, until it does come up, and
What's the
regarding
next question?
okay, here she goes. She says, "What direction should she go with career?"
What direction should you go with your career, ballerina? Which I think I don't know. Spirit saying you're supposed to be working for yourself. You're really supposed to be working for yourself. Okay. And you like what you do. When Spirit is showing me you like what you do. You enjoy your career, but I just see that it's going to take a wear on you. I don't know. Not too long from now, you might really need to focus on working for yourself.
Hmm.
That's what I see.
I sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see if she gets another follow up or not. But yeah, excuse me. Yeah, there was a lot that you went into, man. I had a few different questions that I wanted to follow up on, but it was just so
Okay.
much that I'm trying to let
You
it all
can
air.
go ahead.
But yeah, I'm still waiting on her. So in the meantime, what I'll do is I'll alternate, because there's another sister that said she had a question. So I'll put hers up now as we wait for Ballerina Witch. So this was the next one I was in line. She says she wanted to get a reading as well.
All right. Go ahead, Shai Goddess. What's your question?
And then so I'll go. So Ballerina Witch said thank you. She was afraid that that was gonna be the answer, but you gave her confirmation. So I'll put that on there as you
Ballerina, which you know what? It's just time. It's time for a lot of people to be working for themselves. You've been working for somebody else. It looks like a long time. It's time for you to work for you. Okay. And you don't realize, I tell people sometimes, you are the money. You are the money that you seek.
mm,
Okay. Remember that you are the money that you seek. So, the ancestors give you many signs, the universe will give you many signs. It's just time. It's time. And of course, some people, you have bills to pay. It may not be the right time, but that's where you go. Remember, go to your ancestors and they're going to make a way for you.
yeah,
Trust me when I tell you, okay?
yeah.
Yeah,
It's nuts how divine it is, man. Like the alignment of how things unfold, even though we don't really know for sure, even though we feel it, but you gotta take that leap, and that's where faith comes in, man. I had the
that's
honor of
right.
being in a very powerful event yesterday. Well, I should say a very phenomenal event, but a powerful speech that I'll be sharing on the channel as well. But the brother went in with sharing about, just taking that leap of faith and just staying the course, because we
That's
never know
right.
which direction it's gonna go, but we know where we want to go. So it's like that's powerful. And then so
That's
we got
right.
another one. So Shai Goddess's question was, are her ancestors receiving her offerings?
Child God, it said your ancestors receiving your offerings. Yes, but you're giving them the right offerings, because there's one of your ancestors and it looks like it's a man. And this man looks like he got He got a mustache, a gray mustache. He may be about my like a caramel complexion, maybe a little bit darker, right? He was kind of funny. He's an older man, but he wants some chicken. He's telling me he wants some chicken, like, and he said a chicken leg, preferably. He showed me a chicken leg because it seems like they want, they're accepting some of them. They want specific offerings. There's another one who likes coffee. It's an older woman that I'm seeing too. She's sitting on your left, on the left side of you. Like she likes coffee. She wants some coffee.
That's powerful. So I'm gonna wait and let her come with her response. But I got another question too. So I'll just kind of
Okay.
rotate it, let you answer
Okay.
them and give them time to kind of respond back. So this one
Okay.
is from Adana. She wants to know, is her father at peace? He's in Atlantis Ancestors, and also a career question as well.
Is your father at peace?
The first question, yeah.
Yes, your father's at peace.
Mm.
Your father's at peace. He wasn't happy he had to go, though. What I'm seeing with his spirit is sort of like he wasn't ready to go, but he knew it was time. Okay. And it was like, at first but now what I'm saying is he's saying he wouldn't trade the ancestor land for nothing in the world. So yes, he is at peace. Okay. As far as your career goes, what kind of work do you do, Adana? I'm picking up a lot of paperwork around you. A lot of paperwork. I don't know if you deal with paperwork, if you do some type of paperwork. I'm picking a lot of paperwork around you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna let her respond because I'm gonna
Okay.
send her. Man, this is dope. So check this out. So Shai guys responded and said, "Ashe, no problem. She don't eat meat." So that's what it was. What you were saying, because she don't eat meat, but that ancestor was like, "Yo, I need that chicken. Let me get
Well,
that."
yeah, shot goddess, you better get him some chicken. He don't care if you don't eat no meat. He ate some meat. Go down the street, go to Popeyes and get him a 2-piece
I
or
know
something.
that's
Give him some chicken. Because
I
he
know
said
that.
he wants some chicken.
I know
Okay?
that's what's up.
Yeah. And make sure they're telling me, make sure that you put, you might already do this, but there's one, they want fresh water like every week or so, every 2 or 3 days. Give them some fresh water.
Mm.
Okay?
Mm.
Yeah.
Ashe. So I
Remember
got.
the coffee. Remember the coffee too.
Ashe. I got a Donna response back now.
Nurse, okay, yeah. And it's funny because I seen you in the medical field, Adana. I see you dealing with paperwork, but you know what, Adana, it's not a surprise that you're into the medical field. Most of the people that in the medical field, as myself was, you're natural healers. Okay? You're natural healers. So, Adana, you are a nurse, but you need to get on your spiritual grind. I don't know if you're into it like that. I do see that you do a few things, but you really need to get serious about your healing because you're a healer too. You're a healer too, okay? So come on,
Man,
because there's a lot of us, but we need help now. We got a lot of people. So you better
man,
come on, Adana.
listen. So I got another one. Brother Nkosi wants to know that is the Orisa. Oh no, what Orisa is with him?
Brother Nkosi, let me say this to you. A lot of people used to ask me this. Now, I deal with Europe, but I'm not born into Europe, but I deal with Europe, right? I'm going to say this. A lot of times when people ask me, I'm going to say 8 out of 10 times I was right, but I still will make them get a divination done in Africa just to make sure. You understand? Because I wasn't a Babalawo or Iyanifa, with that. But I'm going to say, I see Obatala around you. I see that you use your mind a lot. I see that your mind is like this. So I'm getting the energy of Obatala around you. That's what I get around you. Okay? Tell you another one too.
This is nuts. I'm gonna tell you, like, this is nuts, and
Go ahead.
I'm gonna share this to show you just how divine. So I had, and I hope, I don't think she would mind, but long story short, I do, work for Adana, and like literally, I just said that today, like, you know what I'm saying, in regards to what you said. So it's like, if
Uh-huh.
that ain't a double confirmation, I don't know what it
That's
is.
right. That's double confirmation.
Oh
Adana,
man,
take that and run with it.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
See?
nah, that's dope,
Yeah.
man.
It's
But
always good to have that confirmation. But I wanted to tell in Kosey something too.
mhm.
Obatala. And then also I keep picking up, and I don't know if you like plants or if you are good with plants or trees and something, but Osayin comes up around you too.
Mm.
So Obatala and Osayin, I see.
Wow. And I can see that too. Just from what I know of Nkosi, I definitely can see both of them for sure. Like that's
Really?
powerful.
Okay.
That is powerful. We got more. How many more can you get, Wunam?
I'm fine, I'm good.
Okay, so let me see. Oh shoot. What the heck? Let me see. There was another one. I'm trying to mix it up so everybody get a chance to get one in or get some in. Okay, so we got one. I don't think I answered one or asked one for her yet. So Chloe Dior wants to know, can you give her any messages from her maternal grandmother?
Their maternal grandmother, what's her name?
Chloe Dior.
Chloe Dior. What was your maternal grandmother's name?
And I'm gonna share some of the other comments in the meantime while we get her response. So, but this
Chloe Dior, your grandmother doesn't want you to worry. Your grandmother says you worry a little bit too much. You got to stop worrying. Your grandmother stays around you, okay? But your grandmother's saying you have to relax sometime, okay, Chloe? You worry a little bit too much, and watch your blood pressure too.
I say.
Yeah,
that's powerful. Let me see. I don't know if anyone else has any questions. We do have comments. Yeah, and Kosey said you on point. He's like, yeah, that's respect. You on point with that. And then let's see who else we got. I think it might have been a couple more questions too. Let me see. I don't know if I got all of them. I think I got them all. Family, if you had a question and I didn't answer or bring yours to the forefront for it to be answered, please share it in the comments so I can get yours answered as well. So Chloe came back. Her answer is her grandmother is Eunice Jackson.
Eunice Jackson. Yeah, your grandmother, she don't want you to worry. You was close with your grandmother? It's like you was her baby.
She probably was.
It seemed like you were close with you were her baby, but she said you worry a little too much. And you need to watch your blood pressure too. Also, do you have an altar set up for your grandmother?
That's for you, Chloe.
If you don't, you need to put one up for your grandmother, and you need to start communicating with her. You need to start communicating because she wants to talk to you. Okay, she wants to come to you specifically. She wants to share some things with you. Okay.
I say. Then we got a couple more. NCB School of Herbalism and Holistic Health said, and her name is Iya Sobande. She said that was her question. Great community. Thank you for the gifts. She's open to any message you may have for her. Her name is Iya Sobande.
Iya Sobande.
Hopefully I'm saying that.
Greetings, my sister. I have a message for you. You get into if you're into the School of Herbalism, into herbs, there's a new plant that's going to be revealed to you. Pay attention, okay? And this is going to be a plant that you've never seen or heard of, but it's going to be revealed to you, okay? Spirit wants you to talk to the plants more. Okay, they want you to communicate with the plant. I don't know. I see that you do, but you need to really get deep into talking with these plants because they're going to teach you so much more. There are going to be some secrets that they're going to reveal, but there's going to be a plant that they're going to reveal to you that's going to help and heal ailments. Okay, that's the message I have for you. So pay attention to this plant. And this plant looks like it's crazy because what they're showing me, if I can show you, it has like it's shaped sort of like a boat, but it has very sharp edges at the end of the plant. If I can draw it, I'll show you. Okay. And this plant is going to tell you a secret. It's going to tell you a secret. Let me see if I could draw it for you and tell you. But you need to get deeper in. Let me see if I can show her what I'm checking at.
And then we got a couple more too for you, family. I'm gonna probably get about 5 more because I don't want to hold Queen Wunam, Nicky Love all night, but I definitely want to get as many as I can. And trust me, I'm gonna do my best to make this a regular, affair, a regular thing for us to do these podcasts, man, because we definitely need the feminine energy, in our
You
tribe,
see,
man. Another level.
let me show her this. It looks like this. Okay.
I share. And then we got another one from Queen Liquid Waters wants to know. She can feel her father John is always around. Any energy that you got for her? Yeah.
Your father, John. Do you look like your father? I see that you favor your father. Some say you look like your mother, but I keep saying your father. Why is your father worried about? Was you in a relationship or something? Something about a relationship your father was worried about. He felt the need to stay around you.
Wow. She said it.
He felt the need, exactly, yeah, to stay around you because he felt like he needed to protect you.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
That's nuts. Exactly like him.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what I see. It was like, I have to protect my baby girl. You understand? So I don't know what kind of what you was dealing with or what you was going through, but it's something to do with a relationship that you had. It could be past, present, and future, like I said, or right now. But
Wow.
yeah, yeah.
That's
So your father's gonna stay around you until he feels like you good, because his energy is very, very strong. He's gonna stay around you till he feel like you content, you good, you comfortable. That's what I see with your father. Your father, did he like to drink? Did he like to drink? He's
This is.
showing me something. I don't know if it's a beer or a soda, but he's showing me something he liked to drink.
She said she passed done. This is nuts. Ashe. She said she threw. Listen, listen, I've been trying to tell y'all that the energy is on another level, even the planet herself, like the whole solar system, the cosmic alignment. Like, this is a powerful time, man. I've been saying it, but now we got, proof like in real time. Like, this is like Big Tigger in the Basement freestyle Friday work. Like, this is nuts. I'm telling you, like, this is nuts right here. And like, even the tribe saying it. Like, somebody Pacific Dogwood said, any message for him? This is nuts.
Okay, listen, for me, name is Cornell Nutwell. Well, since you want to give your name, and y'all, I'm just fixing my nose ring. I ain't digging my nose. I'm just fixing my nose ring. So, Cornell, give me your mother's first name. Give me your mother's first name. Oh, I don't know. All right, if you give me your mother's first name, so Cornell, you got to take care of your health. What you not doing? Why you ain't taking care of your health?
His mom, her name is Barbara.
Barbara. Barbara.
Yeah.
Look here. You have to take care of your health. And my mother's name is Barbara too. My mother's name is Barbara. So we're gonna call on your ancestors through your mother Barbara. We're gonna ask her to give us the answers that call no sleep. But something is going on with your health. You been having problems with your stomach? They keep showing me stomach. They keep showing me stomach. A little bit of blood pressure fluctuation. Um, You've been getting headaches. Take care of health. That's the message I got for you. Take care of your health. Okay.
Yeah, we got a few more coming too. So what I'll do is I'll bounce around a bit just to kind of speed, expedite it on to help other people get questions answered. Real quick, Adana had another one. She had one more, which said, "Message: Are there any messages from her maternal grandmother? Her name was Marjorie Duncan."
Marjorie Duncan was a beautiful woman. Actually, she was very beautiful, sort of like a how can I put it, like a Diane Carroll beautiful. Yeah, she was to me. What I'm saying is a little bit class with her. Okay.
Wow. Yeah, and
Pass
then
me some water. Some water.
Pacific Dogwood did reply back. He said anemia. That's the health issues that you were seeing with his is anemia. Is there any medicines or anything that you can
You need to one of the things I recommend is something that's really good is it's called Floridix. Okay. Floridix, and you need to take it. It has minerals and it got iron in it. It's really, really good.
Mm.
It's called Floridix. You can get it off of Amazon or at the vitamin shop, but it's called Floridix. Okay.
Mm.
Mm,
And then
yeah.
Chloe Dior came back about the grandmother. She said she never met her, so she wasn't sure in regards to your question for her.
Well,
So,
now you know because she was very classy, very
wow.
classy woman. She walks with you too. She
Mm.
checks on you. But what's going on with your mom? Is your mom around? Because I'm seeing she stays close with your mother. Okay.
That's you, Chloe Dior. Wow, this is nuts. And Queen said exactly, yeah, you described exactly like her dad. That's
Yeah,
nuts.
your dad, he's staying around you. Okay,
Yeah.
so he drank and he smoked. Cause I keep seeing, like I said, oh, he was a military man. Okay, yeah, because y'all know the military either gonna come out smoking or drinking. So I see him drinking beer.
Hey,
Okay.
Kosey said, dang, Wunam, you ain't even warm up. You just jump right in the game.
I
Only
know,
I
right?
say, baby. Only in I say streets
Sh-
out here.
looking cozy. I do enough of them a day to just jump in.
This is
Um, I will say this. Give your father a beer. Okay.
mm,
He wants a beer. I don't know. I keep either saying bottle, like maybe a Heineken or Budweiser, but give him a beer. Give him an offering. You can do it by a tree if you don't have an altar set up. Okay.
yeah, this is nuts. Let me see. So then, yeah, so Chloe said a recent hospitalization was what I believe what happened with her mom with the ancestor.
Recent
Young,
hospital because the spirit has shown me that your grandmother is around your mother and she's worried about your mother. That's why I asked you what was going on with your mom.
yes,
Okay.
yeah. Wow, this is
So that's
amazing.
why her spirit is around your mother.
Wow.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm. Okay, we got a
Okay.
couple more. ALW Phillips wants to know what's his or her next move.
So, so you asking me what your next move is? You know your next move. Were you trying to move to another state or do something else different? Tell me, Phil. Pull up for me, y'all.
No problem, no problem. And then let's see, family. I'm gonna try to get a few more into. I'm trying to make sure that I got everybody who already put theirs up, so I can do my best to get everybody question asked. Okay, do you remember the last one, Wunam?
What's his next move?
That was I think it was AWL. Here we go. Yeah, yep. Phillips.
ALW Phillips. Your next move is just get rich so you can give me some money for this. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding with you. Um, are you thinking about moving from where you're located at? That's the question I have for you.
Okay, and then I'll put another one up real quick while he responds. So there was somebody else who I was trying to get back to that had one. I can't find them. I'll find it. So in the meantime, I
You
got
see
a
it?
text. I got a text in question as well in regards to health. Chanel wants to know about health in regards to health. Do you see anything in regards to health for Chanel?
So now, what specific question you have? Because I do see you got some pain somewhere. You got
Like
some pain somewhere.
it says stomach area, like
Stomach
pelvic
area.
area. Yeah.
So now you need to go get a pap smear done. I see some cysts in your ovaries. I see that you got one that is the size of a grape.
Mm.
Okay. Um, so now have they tried, have they asked you to have a hysterectomy before? I don't know if they're gonna hit you with that now, or if they, if they hacked you in the past, but I keep seeing it's like they want you to have a hysterectomy or something. I don't know. They might not come to you, but look out for that, okay? But I
Mm.
do see cysts. I do see cysts, and I do see the one the size almost of a grape,
She
maybe a
said, yeah,
small
they
grape.
have. She said they have came to her with that. What do you think? Like, what do you think would be best if that's something that you would be willing to or able to
Well,
give them?
let me tell you. Let me tell you something. Of course, we don't diagnose. So remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. But
Yeah.
at the end of the
Oh,
day,
yep.
do go to the doctors. But what I'm
Absolutely.
going to say that helps a lot of women I know, especially a lot of stuff we use in Africa. Get you some Osho tea. Osho tea is very good. It's known to shrink cysts and fibroids within 2 weeks if you drink it twice and 3 times a day consistently, okay? It's called Osho tea. All right, it's very good bark. Also, Vitex, the medicinal name for it is chasterberry. Both of those are really good for helping shrink cysts. You know, they're very big on, especially with women of color wanting to give them hysterectomies when there's so much more that you can do. A lot of times, women of color, we got to change our diets. Certain things are not for us, especially beef. Okay, especially beef and a lot of chicken, a lot of meat and stuff like that. It's really not good. I think that women of color have to just change their diet. I don't think you have to get your whole womb taken out because they said so. Okay, we can do different things. I know a lot of women that go get a hysterectomy or get an operation to get a cyst out, it comes right back. But you know what you can do is chasterberry, they call it Vitex, that's the medicinal name of it, and then Osho tea. And you drink it every day, twice or 3 times a day, and it will help shrink that cyst. Another thing is vitamin E. It has to be all natural vitamin E. Vitamin is very, very good, especially if you have a small cyst. But when you start getting the ones that are like fibroids, you want to do the teas and the Vitex, okay?
Sure. Yeah,
Yes.
Chloe said this.
All right, y'all. We lost him for a minute. I guess he'll be back.
No, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh, okay. We can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, I was saying that Chloe, she said that she loves it. It's amazing. She definitely wants to get a full reading. So what I'll do is I'll text the link. Can you send me? Is that the link that you sent me that I put in the last show for them to do that?
Yeah. Africa's gift. My husband, he'll put it in the chat if you want.
Yeah, if he can, yeah, that'd be perfect.
Okay.
And I'll put it in the show description too as well, family. And it's in the show description from last week too, the link. And so
Dior, that's a blessing. Her mother's 90 years old.
Sure is. You ain't lying.
She's an elder. That's a blessing right there, Chloe. Cherish her and get all the wisdom you can from your mother while she's that age. That's a blessing right there. That's right.
Mr. Rodriguez wants to know what Orisa's with him.
Mr. Rodriguez. Oh, wow. Whoa, I pick up Sango heavy around you. Do you like Sango? Do you like Sango? Because I pick him up heavy around you.
Yeah. So with him, I'm sure he's gonna respond too. So and Kosey had one more too while we wait for Mr. Rodriguez to come back.
Okay.
And Kosey what was your question, bro? Oh, I got it. His question was, is his mother with him in starting a business? I believe she may be an ancestor as well.
Your mother's an ancestor. Your mother, she's a very intelligent woman. And yes, she is with you. And now let me tell you something. She's an ancestor, but you know you can use her. Now, I'll tell you a quick story. My grandfather, this is my father's side, African in America, because my mother's side's African. So my grandfather was a very prominent businessman. He owned the painting business in Jersey. He was the one who painted the Meadowland. You know the Meadowlands in Jersey. So he very big, very prominent businessman. And I remember one of many businesses that I started, I would call him. I say, Granddaddy. I would go outside, pour my libations, and I would say, Granddaddy, I need you to help me get some business, Granddaddy. Come on, help me get some business. This is real talk, y'all. So I would go outside in front of the yard, and I had this big tree I used to love to, go by. And I would pour libations. I would call my grandfather. I said, Granddaddy, I need some business today. You need to send me some business today. No word of a lie, y'all. That day, I'm getting like 3 or 4 people calling me.
Wow.
And I'm not playing. That's why I said y'all better cherish your ancestors. So every time I would deal with something with business, I would call my grandfather because he was very, very well versed in any type of business too. Okay. So Chloe, excuse me, I'm sorry. And Kosey, call your mother. And yes, she is with you. But any questions you have or you want to know, call her. And she's going to download that into your DNA. Okay. She's going to give you the answers. You'll see. Try it and see.
Okay. Yeah, so I believe Mr. Rodriguez, Shango, it must be his head. He got to work heavy with Shango because he said his answer was yes to your question about Shango, like being around him and everything.
Yeah, sound goes around you. But again, I always recommend that y'all call back home or, I don't know if you can do that, but a lot of times
I'll let Richard Gbemi. I'll definitely be, hell, we got confirmation with Adana on earlier about, the same thing kind of came through a message from Spirit, through me. Like Spirit gave me that message to give, you know what I mean, in regards to being the healer. So it's like you went deeper because you brought up ancestral communication as well. But it's like, that goes to show to me like a triple confirmation because not only did you get it to or get it through to people who work, with spiritualists or healers, but also you got it from the actual ancestral realm as well. So it don't get no more solidified, crystal clear to that, than that to me. Excuse me. Okay, so I think
So
I'm
he
right.
said, yeah, he knows that sound goes around him?
I believe so, yes. Yeah, I think that's his
Okay.
answer. Okay, let me see if I see anything else. Yeah, that looks like I think we might have got most of them. One more, I think, from ALW Phillips wanted to know about starting their own podcast, I guess, in regards to being a business venture or go back to work.
ALW Phillips, your time is up working for somebody. A lot of us don't realize that that time is up. Ancestors want us to put in the work. I'm not sure what kind of podcast you're going to do, but I see that it's going to be a very interesting podcast. And I do see that you need to be different than everybody else. But I do see that it can do very, very well depending on your energy and what you put into it. Okay. Because don't start it and don't be disciplined about it, because what ancestors are showing me is that it'll do very well, but be different. Okay. Don't be like nobody else. And excuse me, and make sure that you are consistent. All right. But ancestors don't want you to go back to work. I don't know why. I think maybe because you have messages to give as well. Okay. What type of podcast are you thinking about doing? Because I see that you must be, it's important for you to be different.
I should. I'm gonna wait and see what his response is. Listen, while we wait, because I think that was the last one. So I believe I got everybody I saw, Tribe. So if I didn't get you, throw me one so we can, get you in before we get out. But I'll ask one. In regards to my grandfather, is there anything my paternal grandfather might have for me, on my end, in regards to messaging from spirit until we get brother or sister ALW's response?
Your granddaddy wants you to start summoning him more. Because remember, I told you he has messages for you. Your grandfather was very, very spiritual. Okay. And believe it or not, your grandfather, excuse me, he was like Babalao spiritual. Okay. So your grandfather, he definitely wants you to start summoning him spirit more, because he wants to embody you. This is the first time I ever heard this. This is the first time I've ever heard this, but he wants to embody you. So it's sort of like he wants to possess your body because he wants to give messages. Where's your dad?
He's up north.
Okay. That's why he's saying you need to summon him. Summon him, because there's messages he wants to give to your father.
Wow. Yeah, he in Massachusetts.
He's in Massachusetts? Okay.
Yeah.
You need to.
I talk to him all the time, though, so I can give him whatever, I got.
But this is the deal. What he's showing me is before you talk to your father, you need to call upon your grandfather. Even if you don't know his name, you need to call upon him. And you need to call him like, I'm calling you my grandfather. I'm asking that you to come to me, however you do it. And when you do, he's going to speak through you. And there's going to be a message. You're not even going to realize it when you're talking to your father that he's going to give to your father. This is the first time, I'm serious, that I heard this, that he wants to embody you. So you gotta. Your father's from Massachusetts?
Yeah.
So your father knows about Cape Verdean people up there in Boston, all right, in that area?
I had to ask.
Ask him. I guarantee you he knows that there's nothing but Cape Verdean people up there in Boston.
Yeah,
Up
he
in
know
Massachusetts.
a lot of people, so yeah, he probably do.
But the message is that he wants to say something to your father through you.
I should.
Okay, so remember what I told you. Summon him before you talk to your dad. And when you do, it's going to be like you're not even going to realize that you're giving your dad your message from your grandfather.
I should. I got you.
Okay.
I mean, to me, it's no different than a divination. You know what I mean? Like what I do for the people I serve. That I work for. So I just follow your what I'm saying, your guidance and I am, and then boom, let it happen. How it's supposed to happen. That's what's
You'll
up.
see.
So yeah, that's powerful, man. So yeah, I got like two more family I'm gonna get, because I think I got everybody for the most part. But brother Baba Ifa Sagun Karade wants to know, do you have any messages for him from his ancestors?
Ifa Sagun Karade. keep doing the work that you're doing. Your ancestors are happy and proud of you. Whatever you're doing, they want you to keep doing it. They want you to know that they're very proud of you. Okay. And they're going to continue to be behind you, whatever work, whatever you're doing. But I also see like they're showing me like they're going to infuse you with some more energy. I don't know what type of power. Okay. Whatever you work with, whatever you're doing, it's sort of like they're going to heighten it. So if you read like myself, you're gonna read 10 times more. If you work with your hands, if you're doing offerings, because most of the time, and for you have the guys work for you, but there's some things you're gonna be doing that it's gonna be your own power, not the power of the reasons, your own power. Okay. So whatever you're doing, they want you to keep doing, and then to let you know that they're behind you. Your ancestors are very proud of you. So I guess you do a lot of good work. Yeah, a lot of good work you're doing.
I sure that's powerful. Listen, man, this is so dope. So I'm gonna say this real quick, man, for the tribe and for all those who have seen this. I've been saying for a long time about like the ascension and the raising and rising of the frequency of the energy, not just within humanity and with the human beings of the planet, but also Mother Earth and the planet herself. You know what I mean? As
Right.
well as the cosmic aura or the cosmic order of the universal collective consciousness. And so like right now, everybody who's on this call has the ability to see just like in real life, in real time, how supremely superior the cosmic order of consciousness is in real time now, with no script, like Nkosi said earlier, no stretching, no warming up, no nothing, just boom, let's get it. There's not too many beings that have the ability to harness that kind of level of information, energy, intellect, and power in Ashe. Like this is beyond bar none. Like this is one of them episodes on Ancient Aliens that we were like, this is like that type work, because this is powerful. Like in real time. Like this ain't recorded or
Yeah.
scripted. This is real time,
Real
So
time.
yeah,
And family, just let me let y'all know this is a blessing to always be a blessing.
mm,
It's a gift that you love to have. It's the gift that you use in your village, because we always say it's a village to raise a child, and family and community. It's truly a gift to be able to help my people. And that's what I love about what we do,
yes,
more than anything. And my sisters, y'all come on, because we got a lot of people we got to help.
yes.
Okay, my sisters, we got a lot of people that we have to help.
I sure.
My
That's real.
brothers are doing the work. I love you. Y'all come. This one of my daughters, y'all.
I
It
sure.
doesn't matter. So my hair's not done.
Peace and blessings. How you doing, young queen? I
He can't. He said, "Peace and blessings. How are you?" He can't hear you. I got the headphones on.
got
All
you.
right, you going? Y'all be safe. Okay. All right. So it's always a blessing. I mean, my brothers, I have to commend y'all. I love the ground y'all walk on. Y'all been putting in the work. It's time for the sisters to come together. Not to say our sisters are putting in work, but we still being mothers and grandmothers and aunties, and But now it's time for us to come together as a collective, because we got a lot of work to do, y'all. We got to change. Got to save our young brothers out here in the streets. We got a lot of work to do, y'all.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. And yes, in Kosey, the power of the mothers, we are getting ready to go out and give the offerings to the mother at 1 o'clock. So I'm waiting for the brothers and the elder to come. Orisa Demi.
Yeah, listen.
Yeah.
Listen, man. I'm telling you, like, I'm just like just the level of like just consciousness and the expansion and just the divine like alignment. What I've been seeing like over the last, really, it's been for like the last 4 or 5 months, but these last 2 or 3 weeks have been absurd. Like just like
Hmm.
all the alignment and like, but that's what happens, when the planet is in a state of balanced equilibrium. And I mean that,
Yes.
from all aspects of existence, from the physical, the spiritual, the emotional, the psychological, the conscious, the subconscious, the yin, the yang, the as above, so below, as within, so without. Like we're seeing the true alignment of what the, not just the consciousness, but what the experience of humanity was created to be. And
Right.
that's divine, elevated,
Right.
loving, familial, communal, global, cultural, global harmony. And this is where Ashe is doing what Ashe do. And now y'all done mess around and let the mothers come through. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
problem,
Yeah. Yeah.
y'all.
I'm gonna ask the mothers to make sure that they give y'all favor too. I remember y'all in here, so we're gonna ask for blessings for y'all too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Nkosi, you want to give an offering to the mothers, get them eggs together and go by a tree and give them eggs and call on the mothers. Okay.
Yes, sir.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that's one last one, man, because this one came up
Okay.
earlier. I want to know the answer to this one too. So, Ballerina Witch had, I would like to know if she has anything to share about the spirits who reveal their faces using the foliage of trees. I love that she is very much in tune and in touch with the aspects of nature.
You know, trees have many, many spirits. I always say the trees are our sisters and brothers. Okay. There's many spirits in the trees, and you know what? I see them all the time. I love trees. You know, people used to laugh at me because I used to say I hug the trees all the time. But the trees are your sisters, the trees are your brothers. They communicate with you. And it's so powerful when you go outside, if you have that connection with them, when you go outside, I automatically get away. When I walk out the door, they're going crazy. And I'm not exaggerating. One day I'll take a video and show y'all because I've always had respect for the trees. Again, those are our sisters and brothers. Pretty much what I was saying to her is that the trees are your sisters and brothers. So you definitely gonna see a lot of spirit. First of all, I was telling you all, if you see a lot of trees with the moss on them, those are trees where there was a lot of deaths. Okay, anytime you see them trees, there was a lot of deaths in that area, and them trees are letting you know those are faces of some of our ancestors or ancestors that been in that area. So yes, some of them will reveal themselves to you, and it's okay. Talk to them, nurture that tree because they live in them trees. Okay. Okay, so that's very powerful. It's very powerful that you see that. A lot of people don't see that. There's many faces in the trees. And again, as I always say to our sisters and brothers, you know which one are women. You know, well, women. You know which one are female trees, one were male trees. You'll know. And if you talk to them enough, they will talk to you. Okay, so trees are very, very powerful, y'all. I don't play about my trees.
Ashe. Yeah, nah,
Yeah.
that's powerful. So yeah, I think I'm trying to just scan the comments one more time to see if we see any more questions. I don't believe that I see any more, but I just want to share some of the love that the tribe is showing because, like I said, they was asking for you, and you know, I give thanks to you for helping me deliver, man. Because I knew, like I
You're
said,
so welcome.
I knew when Oloye Soyinka introduced us. You remember that first call? That literally, I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be a problem. I'm like, yeah. I see a lot of runway. I see a lot of room to take flight, man, to really like go in. So I'm like, I
Well,
can't
you
wait.
know the one I'm ready to go into. That one is very, very one that I love talking about.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna get it popping, family, and I
Yeah.
love it because you know, like I said, from the very beginning, everybody a lot of people were showing love and asking like, hey, when we're bringing it back, you know. So we're here now. But one more, she had a follow up with the tree question.
Yes, they do reveal very specifically if they are man or woman. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They'll let you know. I have a bark here. You could put it. I have a bark here that I got from a tree, a very old tree in Japan. Very powerful tree. And it's so old and so powerful that I put it in a glass case. Okay. But just recently, I had it for years because one of my clients sent it to me from Japan. He was in Japan. And what's crazy is Spirit just told me to begin to use it, a little bit of the bark to do rituals with. So I pulled it out, I washed it, and I'm getting ready to try and see the power of it because it comes from a tree called what is the name of the tree? It's the oldest tree in Japan. It's supposed to be like almost 7,000 years old.
Is it a
Okay.
bonsai tree? Bonsai?
No, it's not a bonsai tree. It's oh boy, what's the name of it? Let me tell you. I'll tell you what the name of it is in a minute, but it's very old. You can Google it, the oldest tree in Japan.
No
I
problem.
think it's like called a sugu, like a sugu tree. Something sugu, okay? SUGU. Very powerful. So Spirit said, because we use a lot of bark. I got the local tree. I got different bark from Africa that I get. And, we do the scraping so that to use for different rituals.
Yeah.
But they told me to use this one because it was very, very old. So I took it out the other day to use some of it in the ritual. Yeah.
I say.
Yeah, so
Jaman Sugi, is that the name of it? The oldest tree in
that's
Japan?
it. Yes. Yes, Jaman Sugi. That's it. That's it right there. Jaman Sugi. JOMON, right?
Yep.
Yep, that's it.
JOMON
Yep,
Tsugi. Yeah, that's dope.
yes. And I was
Yeah.
blessed to get it because one of my clients years ago, he was in Japan. And he was out there. He said, I know you will be interested. I know you love trees. I can get you a piece of the bark from the oldest tree in Japan. I said, yes, get it for me. And he did. He sent it to me. Yeah.
I should.
Yeah. So that was a blessing.
Wow. I got like one or two more real quick ones. One, I'm gonna share this
Okay.
first. Chloe Dior said she was having a challenge finding the info, but I told her to email me and I'm gonna connect her. I'll connect her directly to you. So that way we can get her.
You put it in there?
Yeah. And
He
then
put it in
also,
there at the bottom, he said.
okay, I'll go and find it so you can copy and paste it.
Okay, she doesn't see it. Okay.
And
They
then
might have blocked it.
you know how to look. That's why I'm
Yeah,
not
how
surprised.
YouTube does, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna keep fighting through though. Chanel, she wanted to know another question. She wanted to know her father transitioned to the land of the ancestors recently, so she wanted to know does he have any like information or messages for her
So
that he
now,
would like.
what happened to your father? What happened to him? Did he have cancer or something? What happened to him? I
She
don't know. I
said she
keep getting
she
what
said
she
she's
said
not
because
100% sure because he was alone when he transitioned when he passed away. So they got ideas, but no, like I don't think they have 100% clarity.
I don't know, but I keep seeing pain. I keep seeing body pain for him, and preferably down the bottom area. So I don't know if he had cancer, colon cancer, prostate
Heart
cancer,
attack?
something.
What about heart attack?
Um, he's showing me the heart too, but
Mm,
he had a lot of health problems. I keep like I'm feeling pain, right?
mm,
He's showing
mm,
me his heart, but no, I see a lot of pain in his body. So you know what too? What about stroke? Because I'm picking up a stroke. Like his blood pressure, his cholesterol. But he had health problems. Your dad needed to take care of his health. I just see,
yeah,
when I'm seeing pain, I see bacteria in the area where his prostate and colon is at. I do see the
and
heart, but I'm
that's
seeing blood
crazy.
like
You just hit
what?
it, and yeah, the messages came through. It's the prostate. There was speculation of the prostate and blood pressure. So I think,
Okay,
yeah, I think you
okay.
just hit it. Wow.
Blood pressure, like cholesterol. I keep seeing like a series of things going on in your father's body, but it was pain.
Mm,
Okay. I see a lot of pain body with him, but he's okay. He's an ancestor now, and you need to pour libations and rise him up with the spirit of the ancestors into the land of the ancestors, okay? Make sure
mm,
you do that for him. But he's
mm,
okay. He wasn't ready to go, but
mm,
it is what it is, you know. Um, he's better off, without being because I see a lot of pain he had. He wasn't eating, and it's sort of like he had a little bit of pride. He didn't want to tell you all how much pain he was in, but he had a lot of pain.
mm.
So, part of him was like not ready, but the other part was like, I'm tired of this body. Let me just go. Get out of here. That's what I
Wow.
see. But he's okay. But make
Wow.
sure you pour some libations for him and
Mm,
rise him up to the land of the ancestors, okay?
mm. That's it.
That's it.
That's
And
what's
set
up.
up an altar for him too, so he can
Mm.
come talk to you, okay?
What do you have any like recommendations in regards to like how to, I guess, activate or like get comfortable with that
With the
line of
ancestor,
communication? Yeah, at the ancestral altar.
I'm going to say this. I'm very, very big on starting at the trees first. I tell
Mm,
everybody, start opening the portal to your ancestors outside. So you find a tree, okay? Find a tree first. Pour some libations of water, coffee, whatever you want at the base of that tree. And you open up that portal through the tree to your ancestors. Another secret I will tell you, I'll put some pepper under your tongue. You can get any kind of pepper, put it under your tongue so they can hear you clearly, okay? Now, once you open the portal through your ancestors to the base of that tree, you can set up a small table in your house. Get a white table, white cloth, a picture. If you have a picture, if you don't, just take their names, write it on a paper, frame it. If you don't have a picture, candle, water, glass of water, and a little bowl to give them food offerings. Okay, and you really should talk to your ancestors every night and day. You don't have to necessarily approach your ancestral altar, but you should, when you really want to talk about some serious stuff, you sit there and you spend some time with your ancestors. And remember, the fire because we put a candle. So you put a white candle. The fire is the communication through to the ancestors. Okay, so we use the candle for the fire, not the candle for the fire, right? And you put the water there, so you're going to keep them, nourished, and you give them food from time to time. Like I do my certain offerings. My grandmother and my mother like African food, so I will put it there. So what you want to do is take in your ancestral altar, and there is your time to communicate and just have that sacred time and with your ancestors, with your altar in the house. So I always recommend people put up a nice little and make it nice. You know what I mean? Make it nice for them. Make it pretty. Put different things on there, like different things they would like. I would put up there. Okay. So do something like that in your house, but you always open it first outside. Now, back home in Africa, because it's hot all the time, you can have your ancestral altar outside. Oh, yeah, we do a big shrine outside. But of course, if you're in the colder regions, you can have your nice little one in the house. If if you're in a warmer like Florida somewhere, then you probably could do a nice one in your backyard too. Okay. But do make a nice little altar for your grandmother or your grandfather or your parent, whatever it may be, or whatever ancestors that have transitioned. You always should make an altar. And a lot of times, y'all, most people got pictures of their ancestors that transition, don't even know it. You got pictures on your fireplace here and there. Not even realize that's like a small altar anyway. The only thing you don't want to do is do not ever put a picture with somebody that's alive and somebody that's dead on your ancestral altar, okay? Don't do that. So be careful with that. Don't always take that picture, the person that's still alive, out.
Cut them,
And I
out, and crop them out, whatever it takes to get
right,
them.
exactly.
Mm.
Don't do that. And then I have one this side for my paternal, this side for my maternal. They're on the same table, but I just have, them over there and them over here. Okay. But do as this show in the beginning we talked about, ancestors is number one before any Orisa, before any water god, before anything. Always call on your ancestors first. Okay. Then you can call on all the other gods. Okay. So your ancestors is very, very important. Okay.
Yeah, this is amazing. This is like absolutely like just it's amazing. So I got like two more. I got two more because I know we both got a roll, but man, this is dope. So Nyala Serikali says, I am working with a client that has a dark spirit that's attached to itself to him, or that attached itself to him. Any suggestions or recommendations on how to relieve him of this entity?
I'm working with a client that has a dark spirit that has attached itself to. Okay, you need to get some seawater. Okay, and you need to beat him with sea. And I'm not being funny, but you need to beat him with some seawater. Now you're gonna get some branches off of a tree, and you're gonna get some seawater, and you're gonna wash him with seawater. Okay, outside. And anytime you're trying to remove that dark entity off him, you're gonna do it outside. Now there's different things we do in tradition. We have many different ways that we get these demons or disagreeable spirits, as we call them, Africa, off of our clients. There's certain medicines we give them, okay? But one of the biggest ones that I find that works very well is seawater. If you're by the sea, take him to the sea for 3 days and bathe him in that sea, okay? But if you're not by the sea, try to get some seawater. If you can't get seawater, make it with sea salt. And you bathe him 3 days, 3 days, 3 days with nothing but sea salt, sea salt, sea salt, salt. But if it's a strong entity, you might have to do something more. And there's certain medicines that we put in the body of people like that that'll get rid of these disagreements, especially with people with schizophrenia we get that have the demons and they be possessed. We have medicines that we put in their body that gets them spirits out. Okay. So depending on how powerful and I don't like to use the word dark because they always say dark is bad, but no, these are some disagreeable spirits. And you got different ones. There's so many different ones, trust me when I tell you. There's so many different ones. You got to recognize them for what they are, but depending on what type it is, you might have to get some African medicines to give to him to take or put in his body. We have some that we put in the head. We have some that we put in the knees that remove and that scare these different entities or these disagreeable demons out of their body. And then they have to have protection. We stay with protection to keep them from entering their body. So we have different African medicines that we use or charms that they can wear that'll keep them demons away. Okay.
Yeah, this is powerful. And you know, like I said, I can't keep going back to like when I first remember having the first introduction conversation. I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be dope. And so here we go. Here we are now. Two more real quick ones. Adana, excuse me, wanted to know what do we say when talking to our ancestors to activate or open the portal?
Remember, you're always calling through your mother's side. So, Adana, if your mother's name is Anne, I'm calling on my ancestors. I'm calling through my mother Anne. I'm asking ancestors that you rise up. I'm asking ancestors that you surround me. I'm asking ancestors that you protect me and my family and my grandchildren and my children. I'm asking ancestors that you come and give me wisdom. I'm asking ancestors, you know, you talk just like that. But you know, when I talk with force. And then again, remember I told you all to put pepper under your tongue because they're going to hear you. It's clear, right? So I talk with force because I want them to hear me. Now, I'm going to tell you like this, because I've had some clients, you know, when my clients come and we doing work for them, man, I was like, I better get it out, talk louder. You know, I'm telling them, talk with some force. You want them to hear you. When you do that, they're going to hear you. You know how you going to know? Because the trees are going to blow. And then you're going to start seeing the birds fly. Then you're going to start seeing this go on, the animals running. This is how you know that energy has been released to your ancestors and they're hearing you. So when you call on them, you calling them with force, like you ancestors, almost like you demanding them to come to you. Okay? I'm demanding that you be with me, my ancestors. You talk to your ancestors just like you talk to your kids or anybody else. Okay? And they're going to hear you. And like I said before, you will get a sign. A lot of times a tree will drop a leaf that's saying, yeah, they heard you, or a bird will fly by, or a branch will drop. You'll get a sign. Okay, but do call with force. And when you out there, I want you to do it so hard and so strong that it's almost like they can hear you in the cosmos. You know what I mean? That's how you want to call on your ancestors. Because you want to make sure they hear you. Okay?
Yeah, that's powerful, boy. That's
That's
powerful.
right.
And listen, I remember.
And let me add this real quick, my brother. I forgot to tell
You
you. You
got
know,
it.
we have sometimes we do little bells. Now I'm gonna use this for example. Y'all can see I was shaking it, but I use a lot of the bells when I'm at my altar inside. Okay, but you can get a little bell. You see like that, yeah, like that. You can shake a little bell when you're in the altar inside the house. You can do that, but outside it's all yours. It's open. That portal's open, so outside you yell. You know what I mean? You yell. Like I'm calling on my ancestors, right? So that's how you want to do that.
I say, yeah, that's powerful, man. Like for real. Yeah. Whew. Yeah. We're gonna have to call I remember that Lil Wayne song, Fireman, boy. We're gonna have to call it Fireman because between you and Baba carrying it, boy, y'all done burnt the whole block down, man. The block is hot, boy. And we here now. We will not stop. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed it as much as I did, Tribe, because this was it was everything that I knew it would be, man. So I definitely give thanks, praise, and honor, you know, to the mothers and the feminine energy again for the divine alignment, man. This has definitely been a very special time frame, and
Okay.
looking like at the picture that I have, you know, in my shrine room, and I'm looking at the ancestors of Malcolm X, Muhammad Ali, John Henry Clark,
That's right.
the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey, Frederick Douglass. Like, you know, I'm just
Okay.
looking at them, and the centerpiece of the whole picture is that of the Queen Mother, one of the ultimate, most foremost revolutionary feminine mothers and Ajes is Harriet Tubman. In the center, you know, in the center of the fellas, man. I feel like that's what you're doing here with us tonight. You know, just being that central location of, you know, the portal to the feminine and the divine. So it's like the tribe is showing nothing but love, and you know, I knew it. You know, I appreciate it, and we all do. So they're gonna show you on the way out, like just how much, you know, Ashe and Aj and feminine, you know, energy and motherly, nurturely, cosmic force that you delivered here tonight with us, man. And we give thanks. I give thanks. So with that, tribe, yeah, this has been another live stream part 2 of the African Spirituality Experience. Shout out to Wunam, Queen Nicky Love, man, phenomenal. Do you want to lead the tribe with anything on the way out? You know, in regards to this
What I
master?
want to leave just trust in your ancestors, because every time you call them, they're gonna come. Make sure you know, pay homage to them. That's very important. I'm gonna say it again. Start calling on them because they're gonna be there for you, especially now. We're in a very, very powerful energy right now. And a lot of you all don't realize they're standing waiting for you to come. So they can help you. You may be going through some changes, financial changes, health changes, whatever you're going through. Call on your ancestors and they coming. You'll see. I'm gonna leave y'all with that.
Ashe, Ashe,
Ashe.
Ashe. Yes, sir. Nah, we appreciate y'all, family. Definitely, I appreciate you, Wunam. Shout out to you. Shout out to Aloyde, Sonika. Shout out to your king. You know, the whole tribe, man. I appreciate everything that y'all doing for the community and for the culture. And, you know, we're going to continue to make it do what it do. And I'm going to definitely look forward to, you know, speaking with you to see if we can do some sort of community collaborations as well, because I know the tribe is definitely rocking with y'all heavy. And anything I could do to collaborate or anything I could do to help, you know, further, you know, the initiative and the narrative of what y'all are doing, because I love and respect the work y'all are doing. And, you know, clearly the people who I serve, you know, love what, you know, what you're doing. So I look forward to us really making it do what it do. And with that, family, you know, I give thanks to all the mothers, all the feminine energy, as well as all the babas, all the elders, all the esteemed elders, guides, the deities, the Arumale, all those who have been a part of this central location of Ashe. And shout out to the feminine energy coming in through the Wunam. Nicky Love, we give thanks.
Ashe.
With that, so be it. It is done. Ashe. Family, we'll see y'all in the next episode. We out. Peace.
All right, peace. Blessings. Adabo.
ẹni tó gbàgbé ilé ṣàpò ìyàgbọ́ tẹ́ǹtì ẹni takísà ní tàtàn ò bá padà sílé anítìjàkọ ẹja lọ pé eégún mo sì ẹni gbẹ́rẹ́ ìpàkọ́ forsake not your ancestors embrace your.